What's up, y'all? My name's Big Cam. Welcome back to another movie review, and today we're going to be talking about Venom: The Last Dance. Just came out in theaters. I saw it just the other day with my buddy Langone, and his score I will get into later this episode. He's about the same page as me, I think, but maybe he even gave it a slightly better score. But just to jump into this, all the different posters, right? So they got this white and black poster with Venom in the Venom horse up there, one of the best parts of the movie. Unfortunately, Sony put it into the trailer, so you don't really get to see the whole scene without being completely spoiled by the trailers, which is just stupid. There's this great trailer, Venom Till Death Do They Part, The Last Dance. I kind of really like this trailer and this whole movie. You know, the Eddie and Venom buddy comedy and road trip comedy of the two of them is phenomenal, but there's so many elements of this that make no sense, and I'm very upset about it, so I'm like, god damn it, but we'll get into it. But I like this poster probably the most. This will probably be the thumbnail. There's a Cinemark XD poster that kind of looks like a Vegas, you know, sign in front of the full moon, like Venom's like a werewolf or something. That kind of looks cool. There's an IMAX Venom, filmed for IMAX with Venom and the symbiote fluids, whatever, going out everywhere. There's this another one here for real 3D Venom with light piercing through the back of it. That looks pretty impressive. A 4DX poster, Venom here. Witness the epic conclusion. I don't know if it's epic, but it certainly is a conclusion. But real quick, brief spoilers, probably, you know, for about a minute here. I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but I do want to talk about certain things. And I don't know if this is too spoilery, so if you don't want to hear it, I'm sorry, but they kick off this movie for Venom: The Last Dance immediately. It opens up on the shot of Null. Now, this same shot was in the trailers, so I don't think it's too spoilery. But, you know, like, I was shocked right off the get-go that I was like, oh shit, they brought it right here immediately. Unfortunately, Null stays right here the whole fucking time. He doesn't come, he doesn't go, he stays. We don't ever get to see his face other than the post-credit scene, but his face either way is CGI, and like the whole character's CGI, but it is voiced and probably does the motion capture by Andy Serkis. If you guys don't know Andy Serkis, he was Ulysses Claw in the Black Panther Marvel Universe. He was Gollum. He was King Kong from 2004. He's done a lot of things. He was director of Venom: Let There Be Carnage. So he's done a lot of things. He's been around Venom, so Tom Hardy brought in some boys to do this. But I thought it was so weird, so strange. Like, there is so many actors out in the world right now, and they had to get Chiwetel Ejiofor to play a military guy. Like, why do that? You know he's a wizard and he's Mordo in another universe. If you want this Sony universe to be put into Marvel at all, or be associated at all, you can't use characters that are already, you know, you're just confusing people. Like, there was people, I guarantee, this whole movie that was looking at Chiwetel's character and being like, okay, when are we going to find out he's Mordo? Nothing happens like that. Juno Temple. Now, she's from Ted Lasso. I loved her character. Mrs. Chen is back. Rhys Ifans, right? Like, this cast was, look at, they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They only have 9 people on this cast. Now, I know there was more people in this movie, and mostly background actors and stuff like that. But that's crazy. Like, Rhys Ifans is in this movie. He's the Lizard, and he was just in Spider-Man 2021 No Way Home. And not really, they used mostly footage of him from the Amazing Spider-Man movie, but they had him voice over a couple of lines, you know, and he's got a great voice. He is Otto Hightower in the House of the Dragon. Phenomenal character there. Rhys Ifans is great. But I guarantee you, you know, people are seeing him in this movie as just like a dad that wants to see aliens. And granted, Rhys Ifans does have some of the funniest lines in this movie, but like, that doesn't really mean anything, because who the hell is he? We've never met him. He's a random character, and he's got some of the best lines in this movie. Why? Why? You know, like, sure, it got the only laugh in the theater, but I will say something else. my theater was not so packed yesterday, and there was a man that fell asleep early in the movie and stayed asleep the entire fucking thing. You know, like literally could hear him snoring a couple rows that way. Like that's not a good sign for your movie on opening day that this guy bought tickets to come see on Thursday evening. Like it was 5 o'clock on Thursday and he was sacked out. Maybe he had a rough day, but still. Cristo Fernandez, friggin' the bartender that's Danny Rojas, they don't say Danny Rojas in this, but I believe they called him Danny Rojas in the Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene, and they brought that same post-credit scene into this movie, but they slightly changed it, where in this No Way Home he kind of turned into light and disappeared. In this movie they made it a portal and you get sucked into it, and it was a portal kind of like on the level of Doctor Strange, but then it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense and you're like, what the fuck, right? Like you're so confused. And okay, so I've already kind of talked spoilers, and you probably wouldn't have clicked on this if you weren't looking to talk about or hear about some kind of spoilers. So I'm not going to spoil like what happens, but you know, you get to see other symbiotes in this movie. I didn't think they used the symbiotes well enough. There was only like one symbiote that looked really, really cool, and he kind of disappears immediately. And then like the alien creatures, we didn't really get an explanation of what they were. We just got like oh, Null is sending them to get us. And like the creature was like a Logan healing power, right? Like his body would fall apart and then he would just like heal himself and keep moving. And then when he would like eat or kill something, it was like a wood chipper, and it would go in his mouth and then just blood mist out the back, and it would just, you know, like just a tree getting made into mulch. Like just an alien creature that just made people into mulch. Like that is a crazy statement to even say, let alone let it be true. You know what I mean? Like crazy. You know, and then Venom's like not really a part of this movie because of those alien creatures. And they definitely made this movie for way cheaper than they possibly made the other two movies for, because there's way less Venom and just like way less visual effects. But the visual effect shots, when they were able to use them, looked really good, you know what I mean? But most of the time it's just Tom Hardy talking to himself as Venom in his head type of thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, like why not have Chiwetel be Mordo? In a different universe Mordo, either way. Like let him be Mordo. Let the other guy be the scientist that loses his arm, Connors, Dr. Connors, right? Like why can't they have been those characters? You're just going to confuse your audience. I believe many people are going to hate this movie. If you're a real comic book guy, you're going to hate how they did Null. Like why make us or be like, oh, Null's coming, and then like him not really come, you know? Like the post-credit scenes, you know, so spoilers again, if you don't want to know about the post-credit scenes, there's two of them. One right after the credits is Null, and he says something along the lines of, your lethal protector isn't there, and that doesn't make any sense, because even if Venom is gone, the lethal protector, like he had said to Venom, I thought we were going to go be the lethal protector, meaning they hadn't been the lethal protector yet. And then Null goes, your lethal protector is gone, or says your protector is gone. And it's like, but they weren't protecting shit. They didn't even know you were coming until this movie, you know, like. And if they were going to do this Null third movie, the same exact thing they did with Null in this movie, they could have done in Let There Be Carnage. And then let this movie just be all Null, all Chase, all trying to get Venom, and then let Null show up. Instead, they just kind of, oh, this is the last Venom movie, but maybe this is going to lead to a Null thing. What? Unless Sony thinks that this movie is going to end up being Spider-Man 4's new big villain, like, I have no idea what Sony's doing. Like, Sony really needs to quit. Just, this whole Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man is not working. I audibly went, in the theaters when Marvel came up, and then it says in association on it, and then 2 seconds later it comes up again in association with Marvel, and I went, and my buddy next to me goes, what? And I go, they had to do it twice? He goes, oh, I know, in association. And I'm like, yeah, he gets it. But, you know, comment below your thoughts. Go check this movie out for yourself. If you're watching this and you're getting spoiled and you just are that type of person that doesn't mind getting spoiled because they wanted to know if the movie's worth seeing, maybe wait till it's on streaming. If you've already seen it and you're checking out this video to talk to me about spoilers, I'd love to know your thoughts as well. Comment down below or message me on my other social medias. Links for those down in the description below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Venom 3 and where you think this is going, and if this is the last dance, or if you think maybe a Venom 4 is in Tom Hardy's future. Although in the press he's been making it sound like he's done with this character, so I don't know. Maybe that ending was supposed to be different and they just went, Tom Hardy was like, nope, I'm done. I'm not doing this again. Like, 3's enough. Trilogy. He said he's open to showing up in other things, but if it's Sony, I am nervous, right? Like, I don't care if Tom Hardy shows up as Venom in the MCU because I know he'll be done well. You know, like, he won't just be Sony'd. Like, ugh. Like, there's so many people that go, oh, the MCU, they MCU-ified that outfit. I don't want to hear anything about how bad the MCU is if you haven't seen anything Sony, because even the worst Marvel movie is phenomenal in leaps and bounds better than anything Sony's put out, right? Like, and if you're trying to argue that fact, go watch Madam Web and then come back to me. But overall, my buddy Langone's score, he gave it a 5 score. He said he was going to do about a 3.2 out of 5. And I was like, pretty low. But he changed his 10 score to about a max of, a minimum of 6.9 to a max about 7.1. And I think that's a fair score. Maybe he enjoyed it just a slight bit more than me. Overall, I gave this movie 3 out of 5 stars, about a 6 out of 10 for me. If I was to give it a true 10 score, it'd probably be more like a 6.5, 6.5 out of 10. But does not make it past a 7 for me, and that's mostly because overnight I just got to sit and think about how dumb Noel was and how dumb this movie was and how dumb it is for them to get Rhys Ifans and Chiwetel. Like, they could have got anyone else and it would have been perfectly fine because nobody on the planet would have associated these characters with other Marvel characters, but Sony's too. I guarantee Sony doesn't even know that Chiwetel and Rhys Ifans are even Marvel characters. They're like, oh, they are? Like, Sony's so stupid. So stupid. But Sony rant over. Like, they're going to ruin my day if I talk about Sony any longer. Sony quit. Quit your jobs. Make video games. Make the PlayStation. Stop fucking with Spider-Man. You're literally making it harder for Spider-Man's movies to be good because you're over here doing your stupid shit. Make more Madam Webs and lose money. Please lose so much money you guys go bankrupt and you have to give back Spider-Man to the fucking Marvel because you guys are morons. Don't even think that Sony deserves credit for Into the Spider-Verse. That is Lord and Miller, I believe. And those guys are in charge of those movies, and it just so happens that they're writing Spider-Man, so then that makes it Sony. But Sony is not in charge of that movie at all. So don't think the one thing that Sony has that they can go, oh, we did this is good. It's not even Sony. Fuck Sony. Ugh. Leave your score down in the comment section below. Comment below if you like this movie or if you're on the same page as me. Fuck Sony. Like this video, comment below, subscribe if you're new, hit that bell. My name is Big Cam. I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace. Had to get out of here before I kill somebody.